I'm Louis Clarke. I'm the Regional Sales Manager for the South East region at Routeco. My job is to support the sales team within region to make sure that they are comfortable approaching customers, have the knowledge and tools to go out to our customer base and sell our solutions and products. Another part of my job is to take the UK sales strategy and deploy that across region locally, so to make sure that the same message is being deployed, that we set at a higher level to make sure that's deployed at a local level. So around 14 or 15, I got offered to enrol in an engineering course at school. So my school was part of a technology college, which is really good. I passed the course just before I left school. So I left school with a degree in engineering, mechanical engineering at that time. A lot of my family were in sort of hairdressing and barbers, and for me that was the more natural route. So when I left school, I decided to enrol in a barbering course. Didn't quite go to plan. I passed the course, but when I passed, didn't find that there was much opportunities for me in that area. So I ended up joining a bar. While I was doing that, I got offered a job at Rockwell Automation, and that was when the spark came back for my love of engineering. So when I was part of Rockwell, I was working with the engineers. I was repairing drives and PLCs, and that's when the love of engineering really came back to me. So I was literally hands-on with the products, with the engineers, and just trying to learn as much as I could while surrounded with the experts of Rockwell on how to repair a drive, how to diagnose it, how to repair a PLC, what a PLC done, because I'd never heard of a PLC before. So that opportunity to go to Rockwell is probably where my career within the control and automation industry began. And that's where my love of engineering was reignited. I joined Routeco in 2018. It wasn't a natural path to Routeco. As I've mentioned, I was at Rockwell Automation. I was there for 2 years. I decided to take a slightly different route. I got offered another opportunity, and I went into the world of material handling and testing, which is completely different from what I'd done previously, and it was a company called Controls Testing Equipment. I got the opportunity to travel the UK with really experienced engineers from around the world to work on really high-end material testing equipment, which again, it just sparked my love of how to fix things, how things work, and that was key in my career to lead into Routeco. While I was at Controls, I was there for 3 years. I got offered an opportunity to apply for a job at Routeco. And at this point, I never really heard of Routeco. I heard murmurs from my time at Rockwell. I knew about them, but I didn't know exactly what they did. So I thought, why not take the chance? I went for the interview, and during that interview process, I knew that then that was the time to move. Something in that interview really sort of hit home to me, and that made me want to actually work here. So I took that opportunity, done the interview. It went really well, thankfully. And I got given the opportunity to become the internal technical person at Routeco, and that started in 2018. I came in as an internal technical person. That job role was being first line of defence for our PSS team. So first line support for customers, answering basic technical questions, speccing certain products where I had that knowledge. And I did that for a year and a half, and then an opportunity opened up to become part of the sales development program that Routeco run. So as part of that program, it's made for people who have an interest in sales, to progress in sales, but don't have the background in sales to actually take on the role. So what this does is train you to be a salesperson of Routeco. When I took this role on, I had no sales experience whatsoever. This allowed me to get out to see customers, allowed me to get out with our PSS team, with other account managers and other sales management across the business to really gain that experience. I did that for 6 months and then got promoted to an external account manager. I was an external account manager for 2.5 years, and then I got promoted to senior account manager. So the difference between your account managers and your senior account managers is you take on a little bit more responsibility in terms of learning how managers report upwards. So the importance of forecasting, touch points, sharing your wins. I supported with onboarding of new staff and really put forward new ideas on how the sales team could work or how we could get more business in a certain area. That was the purpose of a senior account manager. I only did that for 9 months, and then a position came up within our proactive sales team, which I went for and thankfully got that job as proactive sales manager. So within a proactive team, we looked at customers with a lower or zero spend with Routeco, and it was really the job of the team to take these customers from low or zero to a significant amount of spend over a longer period of time. If people didn't know who Routeco were or understand what we did, it was our job to actually inform them, and really it was just building relationships. So within the proactive sales team, I led a team of 7 account managers, internal account managers, and that's what we did. And I did that for 2 years. At the end of them 2 years, I came into this role of regional sales manager. So for me, in this role now, to actually coach and mentor and guide my account managers is really rewarding, because I know what it feels like to be out there winning new business and making customers happy is what we're here to do. I think it has to be my diploma in electrical engineering. So Routeco were kind enough to put me through a college course when I was an internal technical salesperson. I think they did this because I showed the want to progress. I didn't have the electrical background. I had the mechanical, but I didn't have the electrical. So I went to my manager at the time and showed interest in doing this. It fit with my job at the time, and Routeco, they put me through college. I've never been one for academics in the past. I wouldn't say I struggled in school, but I struggled to pay attention. My attention span was really bad, so I didn't do as well as I probably could have. But within that course, I gave it 110% because I wanted to make everyone proud, and Routeco took a chance. They sent me to college. They didn't have to, so I wanted to repay their faith by doing my best within this course, and I passed with flying colours and got my diploma in electrical engineering. And it's also awkward when you're the oldest in class. You have to pay attention because people look to you as someone that should be paying attention, that should be passing this class or should have passed this class before them. So it literally, they're looking at you like you should be an example within this class. So you have to go in there with a mindset of, I'm here representing the company that sent me here, give it 100%. So that's what I did. If you look at challenges, when I first became an external account manager, it was 2020. So January 2nd, I think, I started as an external. Obviously, I was an external for 3 months before COVID hit, and then we got taken off the road for the safety of, obviously, the staff of the company. So that was probably the biggest challenge in learning how to become an external account manager while not being able to be external. Was probably the biggest challenge that I faced at the company. It was really, really difficult. But saying that, the company did amazing in supporting in that period because I was still new. But the support was there every step of the way. My manager at the time was there. He was, he was on the phone to me probably every day. Are you okay? How's your mental health? Which was a massive one for me, because obviously in that period we couldn't go out. People were suffering massively with their mental health. So just that call to check in was amazing for me, and something that I didn't really have to do, but as a human it was amazing to me. So the company actually helped me massively get through that period. It was tough, but still I learned a lot being stuck indoors. It allowed me to research my customers, to understand them fully. So we went back on the road. I knew what my customers did. I knew maybe what machines they made, what products they produced, what their challenges were, what their key points to achieve were for the year. I done all my research, so I made best use of that time while I was internal. When you go into management, there's a different challenge. So you get the challenges of managing different personalities, and when you manage a team, you have to make sure that your best interests are that of the team, or in my current role, of the region. So it's different. You can't do something what's best for one part of the region because that may not be what's best for another part of the region. So to juggle that is quite difficult, and it's taken me a long time to learn the best ways to actually implement that across the region. And it's making sure you understand the people that work for you so you can do what's best for them. Because some people need guidance, some strong mentoring, some people need space to freely achieve what they need to achieve. Some people need extra training, so it's understanding from each person within region and each person within your team what you need to put in place to make sure you're getting the best out of them, which in turn gets the best results for the business. And that's been a significant challenge since I became into management, is learning the differences with people. People management is one of the hardest jobs, I think, out there. You know, Routeco gives so much support to new management. We have so many tools that we use within that new management space that actually make life a little bit easier when you go into management. So yeah, the support is second to none. When we look at wins, it's easy to talk about sales wins. It's easy to talk about, you know, I won a new spec in this company, or I won this bit of business from a competitor. But for me, and you know, they're really important, and that's why we're in business as well. We do what we do, especially in sales, is to get these sales wins. For me personally, my wins come from the people around me. You know, I've worked within 2 teams now. I've run 2 teams, and to see the people that, you know, I work alongside progress, you know, achieve what they wanted to achieve within the business. People that weren't confident are now confident. People that never thought they'd be within management are now managers. People that thought they would never be an external salesperson are now external salespeople. And I'm not taking this as my win, but these are people that I helped support. These are people that I helped mentor through my time at Routeco, and to see them progress the way they want to progress is probably the biggest win of them all. I thought about this and I know the answer, so I'm just going to be bold when I say it. I see myself in 5 years as a director of the business. And the reason I say it's bold is because not many people come out and state that they want to be a director. They may think it inside, but they won't say it out loud. I think it's key just to speak what you want and to be a director of the business, to help guide the business to the next level, you know, whether that be in 5 years, to help the business on its journey with its mission to become one of the best, you know, automation and control solution providers in the business is why I do what I do anyway. So to do that from a high level is my ultimate goal. So that's where hopefully I'll be in 5 years. I wish I knew that it was okay to fail. I beat myself up a lot over failures in the past, especially when I was younger. And it's fine to fail. It's how we learn, it's how we grow. I would also like to know that it's the importance of patience, because especially when I was younger, I wanted maybe the next step, I wanted it to happen straight away. That's not how life works. It's not how careers progress. We need to take our time, we need to learn and develop. And I think learning from failures and being patient in your career are two key things that I wish I knew a long time ago, because I think I would potentially be even further in my career if I took them 2 key points and actually had them a lot earlier in my career. It's hard to name all the people that had a big influence, because we'll be here for a long time. There's so many people around the business, in the business, and people that have left the business now that have had a massive impact on my career progression as it stands to date. But 2 that stand out and 2 that I wanted to highlight within Routeco. So one is Phil Huntley, who is our Sales Operations Director, and the other is Chris Haynes, who is our UK Sales Director. I've worked under Phil and Chris throughout my time at Routeco for quite significant periods of time across each, and the support they've given me, not just when I first came into the company, was massive, but as I progressed through my different roles, each of these people had a massive influence on my selling ability, the style of sale that I used with customers, into my management, on how I now manage my team, because like I said, it was my first management job was at Routeco. I really lent on people like Phil and Chris on how I should manage or the best ways to get results from the team or how I would handle certain situations with the team. These two have been incredible mentors for me throughout my time at Routeco. But one that I really want to mention is outside of the business is my father-in-law, who's a massive influence on my life in general. He's a successful businessman in his own right. His guidance, his encouragement, his way that he just puts his arm around and gives great advice. I have to say that I wouldn't be where I am, not just in my life, but in my career without him and what he's done for me throughout the time that he's been my father-in-law. So, three incredible mentors within my career that without them, I wouldn't be where I am today. So my vision for the role and my team, I want my team to be the most successful region throughout the business. So it sort of leans on my competitive side. I'm a salesman, so it's natural to me to be a bit competitive with my counterparts across the other 3 regions. But really, I want us to be the most successful region. I want us to be the region that is best in class in how we approach customers, how we offer solutions, down to training, our knowledge of products, our knowledge of our partners. I want us to be the best in class, to really show the business that we can do whatever's asked of us. And for the role, my role continues as it is. I will always be a mentor to my team. I'll be the person that helps guide them. But I think, importantly, I'll be the person that listens to the team and what they think we need to do as a business, because they're the people on the ground, they're the people communicating with customers, they're the people that are getting the feedback from customers and what we maybe need to do better as a business. And it's my job to make sure that filters up so we can create a plan to actually better ourselves in the long run, because we're not perfect, but we're really good at what we do. So we need to double down on the good things, but make sure that we challenge the things that aren't going quite as well to make sure that we perfect on the things that aren't going as well as we think they are. And the only people that can actually give us true feedback on that is the boots on the ground, is the account managers within regions. I think I've touched on it earlier on some of my answers, but it's be patient, take risks, don't beat yourself up when things go wrong, learn from them, and read more, because knowledge comes from what we read, is what I found out in later life. And I didn't read a lot when I was younger, but read more, take time to take in knowledge, because that's what's going to help you grow a lot faster than I've grown currently. So there's a few bits of advice I'll give. But yeah, be patient, take risks, and don't beat yourself up, because things go wrong. It's how you get back up from the failings is what matters.